back to doing individual skit reviews. Here's a review of all the stuff I've been watching so far. Scum of the Brave is set in a world where the underground is run by demon lords. In order to combat this, the government, I think it's the government, employs bounty hunters called Braves who use this technology called E3 to enhance themselves. A brave called Yashiro, who is used to being all alone, except for, the people he hangs out with the bar. That doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Is one day approached by a young lady named Aki from the local high school who says, "Hey, I want you to train me to be a better brave." He's reluctant at first, but eventually he starts training her, and he starts training her two friends so far. And so basically it's a grizzled veteran training three young high school students to be braves. It's very fun, it's very cute, although I took off half a point because at one point Aki is put into this very skimpy, gross dress, and reminder, she's in high school. And I looked at that and went, ew, why would you do that? That's so weird. So, 4.5 stars. The Casebook of Arnie is a detective series where a vampire named Arnie investigates a bunch of supernatural cases. It's not the most innovative thing, but I think it's fun. I like the lore. I like his assistant. Lynn is very cute. And I like how they actually have to solve the cases and figure it out instead of just, telling you the details and then expecting you to just say, oh, okay. Some of these cases I haven't been able to figure out myself. I've guessed, and I think guessing is part of the fun, but it's like, oh, I did not expect that. So, 4 stars. Star Detective Precure is the newest Precure series, and it's basically where the main character, Anna, ends up going back in time because a Precure fairy approaches her, and somehow it causes her to go back. So, she meets another young lady, and they form a detective agency where they solve cases, they fight this thief gang, and the thief gang is very fun. I like their personalities. It's very clear that one of the people in the gang is a Precure who got corrupted, so that'll be interesting when they find out. There's also a mystery where Anna met somebody in the future, and it's very clear that either the young lady now is the mother, or she is connected to them somehow. We don't know. But essentially, Anna has to figure out what that connection is, figure out how to get back to her own time, and figure out why the Phantom Thieves are trying to get these jewels. The Holy Grail of Eris is a story about... Oh, by the way, 4 stars for the last series. I forgot to do that. The Holy Grail of Eris is a story about a young woman named Connie who, when she was little, she saw a noble woman named Scarlet get executed. In the future, Connie gets engaged to someone, and during that engagement, her fiance breaks it off because, as usual, some bitch comes up and tells him that Connie's being mean to me. She's a horrible person, and he believes her automatically. He breaks off the engagement. Meanwhile, Scarlet shows up, and Scarlet possesses Connie and basically wipes the floor with this bitch lady. And Scarlet says, okay, if you help me figure out why I got executed, I will help you with your engagement problem. So it hasn't really delved into the engagement problem so far. It's mostly about the execution, but I like it. I think it's very interesting. 4 stars so far. I reserve 5 for top tier shows, so mostly these are gonna sit at 4. But it's fun. You should watch it. Yuri Shinden's Samurai Troopers is the sequel to the original Samurai Troopers. It's fine. 3 stars. It's not the greatest thing, but it's goofy Saturday morning cartoon material. You don't really need to see the old series in order to watch it. I don't entirely understand what's going on. I don't get it, but it's action-y fun, so it's fine. Since To Be a Hero is actually written by the same person as Scum of the Brave, and it shares a lot of similarities in that the main character is a grizzled veteran who has to take on a young protege, although whereas in that show it was somebody who is a hero, a brave who takes on 3 proteges. This hero takes her on because she forms a pact with him because she is a goddess. He does not want to at first because he formed a pact with the last goddess he was with. And what ended up happening was he ended up having to kill her because she used up all of her magic. And that caused him to be sentenced to be a hero. Because in this universe, heroism is a prison sentence. And I think that's very unique and very interesting. Also, we find out what happened to the other heroes to have them become heroes. And it's very clear that this country is corrupt from top to bottom. So all of them were sentenced for very stupid, very corrupty reasons. And we have to figure out how to fix that. Meanwhile, the main character has 2 companions who basically form a harem. One is Kiria, who I really, really like. She's the captain of the army. At least I think she's the captain of the army. And the other one is his fiance, sort of, Frenzy. And their dynamic with him is very fun and very flirty. And I like the fact that you root for both of them. As you can tell, this is a 5-star show. This is a very, very, very good show. I like it a lot. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop to say, for me to take points off. But so far, it's interesting. I like the dynamic. I like Xylo as a main character. I like the fact that he has trauma, so all of his reasoning for what he does makes perfect sense. I like the goddess. She's cute. At first I found her annoying, but now I find her relationship with Xylo to be adorable. Although, considering what happened to the last goddess and the fact that she has her hair resembles a fuse, I know something bad's gonna happen to her at the end, and that's gonna break my heart. But hopefully they can fix it before that happens. And at this point, Kiria has realized somebody in the corruption is somebody she knows and is related to, and we're about to get a character who is voiced by the person who voiced Xylo in the PVs, which I think is very funny. So basically he'll be arguing with himself. But please go watch the show. This is my favorite show of the season so far.